I have something very different to share with you today. A good friend of mine that knows I love watches showed me his favorite digital watch. This is from Tokyo Flash. It's a Kisai Quasar. Now this is the watch in animation mode. And they have all different kinds of watches that have puzzles that have different, very interesting displays, the way they display digital time. This is in animation mode. And this is a very attractive watch. And it falls in line, here's the strap. Very nice. So this falls in line with my theme of collectible, affordable watches. These watches are, they're more than $50, but I'll show you some examples of other watches like in this line from Tokyo Flash. So this is the brand name is Kisai, and it is the Quasar. See that? Very nice. Very, very interesting. And so you can change by holding down this button. Okay, so you can, that's the time, 24 hour, and I'm going to change that. So that's the date. So so there's the time without the animation. It's 5:37. Can you see how that works? 5:37. That's the time. All right, now watch this. So that's that 5:38, 24-hour time. And okay, now this is pattern. So now this is an interesting way. This is the way I'm going to leave it. So it's 5:38. Can you see that? It's 5:38. That's the pattern view. So let me just point here. Okay. So right there, that's the 8 and the 3, 5, and the 0, 5:38. And I just realized I have this set to 24-hour time, so I may have to change that. That won't be hard to do. Very interesting watch. Very lovely watch. Attractive, attracts attention, and I like that in a watch. When I took it in to have the battery changed, because when my friend loaned this to me, it wasn't working. That's why he said, take a look at this. You might want it for you might be interested in your channel. He's not giving it to me as a gift, but anyway. Okay, so that's the Kisai, or that's the Quasar from Kisai. Very nice, very interesting. But like I said, there are other styles from Kisai, and we're going to take a look at those in just a second. The other thing I wanted to share, I've been going through my personal belongings. This is the Timex watch that I wore in 1984. So this Timex is a 34 millimeter watch, which is interesting for me to find out because the Omega Seamaster that I'm interested in having is 35 millimeter watch. The Omega Seamaster that I would like to buy are the Constellation. They're 34 or 35 millimeter watches. And this has a lug width of 16 millimeters. So I'm going to try to get a band for it. 16 millimeter lug width. So So that's going to be interesting. Now, I really like the champagne color of this watch. So this is the watch I wore in 1984, that many years ago. Nice champagne color. I bet the watch itself was less than a $10 watch at the time. But I'm going to put a battery in it to see if it works and a new strap on it and see if one of my grandkids or somebody might like this. Very interesting. So, one last thing about these Tokyo Flash Kisai watches. So this one doesn't have a puzzle. You have to get used to looking at it. My friend that lent me this watch says it becomes very clear as you get used to training your brain to look at the watch to see what time it is. Now there are other watches from this line that are more difficult to read, and you have to become, it's like a puzzle, you have to become accustomed to looking at it. But it's a conversation starter. It's a very interesting watch, it's a very beautiful watch. So anyway, let's take a look at some of the other models from this line.
It comes in different colors too, Daryl.
Oh yeah, this watch itself.
It's blue.
This watch
black.
comes in different colors.
That one is blue and black. It comes in green.
No, this one's silver. This one's silver and black.
I thought it was blue.
Mm-mm. Excellent.
It comes in different.
So those were just a few models available from Tokyo Flash. And one last thing I wanted to say about this Kisai Quasar is that it has two other functions that I failed to mention before. It has an alarm and it has a timer. So you can time things with it, stopwatch. It has a stopwatch function and it has an alarm. So really a spectacular watch. And I'm hoping to learn more about these. I'm hoping that there will be videos about other models here, because one day that we can learn more about watches from Tokyo Flash. Very good.